The castle of Xyrus was bathed in a fragile peace. The early morning light cast a golden hue over the ancient stone walls, and the gentle rustling of leaves in the courtyard seemed to whisper secrets of a time long past. Guards patrolled the grounds with a sense of routine, their armor clinking softly, unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. The threat of the Vritra still hung heavy and menacing. Dark storm clouds gathered, casting ominous shadows over the city. The once serene atmosphere was now tinged with an undercurrent of dread. The Vritra, a formidable and relentless enemy, loomed ever closer, their presence a constant reminder of the fragile peace that could shatter at any moment. Arthur, despite his young age, carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. He stood by the window, gazing out at the horizon, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. The responsibility of protecting his home and loved ones weighed heavily on him. His sword, a symbol of his duty, felt both empowering and burdensome in his grip. His parents, Alice and Reynolds, had just announced their decision to join the front lines. The news had hit Arthur like a thunderbolt. Alice, with her gentle yet determined demeanor, and Reynolds, with his steadfast resolve, were preparing for battle. Their decision was born out of love and duty, but it left Arthur grappling with a whirlwind of emotions, a heartbreaking decision for Arthur, torn between filial love and the fear of losing them. In the dimly lit room, the air was thick with unspoken words and suppressed tears. Arthur's heart ached as he faced the reality of their departure. The emotional farewell was a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made in times of war. As he watched his parents don their armor, ready to face the unknown, he felt a profound sense of helplessness and determination. The weight of their decision pressed heavily on his young shoulders, but it also ignited a fierce resolve within him. He vowed to protect them, to fight alongside them, and to ensure that their sacrifices would not be in vain. The castle of Xyrus, once a symbol of peace and stability, now stood as a testament to the resilience and courage of its inhabitants. The calm was indeed deceptive, masking the turmoil and uncertainty that lay ahead. Yet in the face of impending darkness, there was a glimmer of hope, a spark of defiance that refused to be extinguished. How could he accept his parents risking their lives? Arthur struggled with this dilemma.
I understand their duty, their need to protect their people. But the thought of seeing them go into battle fills me with dread.
Arthur, we must do what is right, even if it frightens us.
He felt powerless, unable to stop them. Only Sylvie, his dragon and confidant, truly understood his distress. Arthur, the brave knight, had faced countless battles, but none had prepared him for the emotional turmoil he now faced. The weight of his fears was a burden too heavy to bear alone. Sylvie, with her ancient wisdom and deep empathy, was the only one who could offer him solace. She had been by his side through thick and thin, and now, in his darkest hour, her presence was more crucial than ever.
Sylvie, I don't know what to do. The fear of losing my parents is eating me alive. Every night I am haunted by the thought of their absence. The kingdom's troubles seem trivial compared to the personal anguish I feel. How can I lead my people when I am so consumed by my own fears? The weight of responsibility is crushing me, and I feel so alone in this struggle.
Arthur, I am here. Together we will find a solution. You are not alone in this. Your strength is not just in your sword, but in your heart. We will face this challenge together, as we have faced many before. Trust in our bond, and let it guide you through this darkness. Remember, even in the deepest night, there is always a glimmer of hope.
In a silent exchange, he confided in her his fears, his doubts. The forest around them seemed to hold its breath, as if acknowledging the gravity of their conversation. Arthur's voice trembled as he spoke, but Sylvie's steady gaze gave him the courage to continue. He poured out his heart, revealing the depths of his sorrow and the weight of his responsibilities. The bond between them grew stronger with each word, each shared emotion. Sylvie, an ancient creature, understood his sorrow. Her eyes, filled with centuries of wisdom, reflected the pain she saw in Arthur. She had seen many knights come and go, but Arthur was different. His heart was pure, and his love for his family and kingdom was unwavering. She knew that his current struggle was a testament to his deep compassion and sense of duty. Her empathy was not just a result of her age, but of her genuine care for him. Her comforting presence, the warmth of her scales, soothed his wounded heart. As she wrapped around him, Arthur felt a sense of peace wash over him. The world outside their intimate circle seemed to fade away, leaving only the bond between man and dragon. In that moment, Arthur realized that he was not alone. With Sylvie by his side, he could face any challenge, overcome any fear. Together they would find a way to navigate the stormy seas of his emotions and emerge stronger on the other side. Despite the weight of his emotions, Arthur did not lose sight of the main objective: to defeat the Vritra. The burden of leadership was heavy on his shoulders, but he knew that the fate of his people depended on his ability to remain focused and strategic. Every decision he made could mean the difference between victory and defeat, and he was determined to lead his people to triumph.
Arthur, focus on the maps. We need to find a weakness in their defenses. The enemy is strong, but they are not invincible. There must be a flaw, a chink in their armor that we can exploit. We must be meticulous and leave no stone unturned.
Yes, Virion, every detail counts in this war. We cannot afford to overlook anything. The smallest oversight could lead to disaster. We must be thorough and precise in our planning. Our people are counting on us to protect them and to lead them to victory.
Alongside Virion, his mentor, he studied the maps. They pored over every detail, analyzing the terrain, the enemy's movements, and potential strategies. Virion's experience and wisdom were invaluable, and Arthur absorbed every lesson, every piece of advice. Together, they formed a formidable team, blending youthful vigor with seasoned expertise and developed strategies. His sharp and analytical mind was a valuable asset in this coming war. Arthur's ability to think several steps ahead, to anticipate the enemy's moves, and to devise counter-strategies was crucial. He knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he was ready to face them head-on. The future of his people depended on it, and he would not let them down. With every plan they crafted, with every strategy they devised, Arthur felt more prepared, more confident. The battle against the Vritra would be fierce, but with determination, intelligence, and the guidance of his mentor, he believed they could emerge victorious. The bond between Arthur and Virion was more than just that of a mentor and student. It was a partnership forged in the fires of adversity. They trusted each other implicitly, and this trust was their greatest strength. As they prepared for the inevitable clash with the Vritra, they knew that their combined efforts would be the key to their success. The fate of their world hung in the balance, and they were ready to fight for it with every ounce of their being. The stage was set for an epic confrontation. Arthur, with his strategic mind and unwavering resolve, stood at the forefront of his army, ready to lead them into battle. The Vritra were a formidable foe, but Arthur's spirit was unbreakable. He had the heart of a warrior and the mind of a strategist, and with Virion by his side, he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle for their world was about to begin, and Arthur was determined to emerge victorious.
Arthur, you know that the weight of this fight rests on your shoulders. I see in you the only hope for Dicathan.
I am ready, Aldir, ready to assume this role and lead our people to victory.
Aldir, former king of the Asuras, looked upon him with admiration and compassion. Their conversation, marked by gravity, sealed the young man's destiny. The Vritra, fearsome and relentless creatures, were a destructive force. Their cruelty knew no bounds, their thirst for conquest insatiable. Arthur was aware of the danger they represented. He knew the battle would be hard, bloody. Fear did not paralyze him.
On the contrary, it fueled my determination.
He trained tirelessly, perfecting his skills, pushing his limits.
Each day brought me closer to the final confrontation.
Around him, his comrades in arms were ready to follow him.
They believed in me, in my strength and courage.
The trust they placed in him was a powerful engine.
I would not disappoint them.
The shadow of war spread across the kingdom. Worry gnawed at the hearts of the inhabitants, but amidst the chaos, hope remained. Hope embodied by Arthur, the young man with an extraordinary destiny. The burden was heavy to bear, but Arthur was ready.
I had accepted my destiny.
He would fight for his people, for his family, for peace.
The future of Dickathon rested in my hands.